Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 436. I'm real prepared.
Holy shit, sexiest and most unprepared podcast on the network.
The second one I really feel like no one can challenge us on.
Oh no, I mean leaderboard for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're definitely like first ballot Hall of Famers in that category.
Oh geez, you got that right.
Yeah.
Like we're the DiMaggio
Yeah.
of unprepared podcasts.
Exactly. Yeah. I hope we
Yeah.
get to give the speech when we, like give a good retirement speech when we walk off. That'd be awesome, right?
Exactly.
I mean, not like
you know
Gehrig.
how face
I mean, I don't.
tissues everyone calls Kleenex no matter what the brand?
Yeah.
Unpreparedness is just going to be called salty language in the future.
I don't think it works as well that way.
Like, man, I would have got here on time, but I was really salty language.
Like, I hear you. I hear you.
I hear you. I hear you. Sorry, dinner's late. You know, it's a little salty language today.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand, man. I understand. We're all a little salty language, you know.
I mean, it's going to be a catchphrase of the future.
Of the future, made of space-age polymers.
Exactly. Very much like...
McClunky. God damn it.
McClunky.
You know what's amazing to me? And I mean, it's
What's
not, but how, you know, every like 24-hour t-shirt site basically has already had like 19 different Baby Yoda shirts by now. But I'm sure they exist, but I haven't seen a McClunky shirt yet. And I'm saddened by this.
I agree. You know what else is weird? Is I haven't really seen any Baby Yoda merch yet.
That was Jon Favreau talked about that. I forgot what magazine interviewed him, and he said it was because they wanted to keep everything hush hush. So just keep your eyes peeled because they've already announced
it's coming.
They've announced a regular size Funko Pop, a 10-inch one. There's like I can't remember who's making it. Hasbro, I think, is making it with a
Jesus,
like a vinyl head, but it's like, you know, a normal, like a life size type one. And yeah, I'm sure you're going to start seeing a just blitz of stuff.
So there's like basically a green tsunami coming at us of Yoda shit.
Yeah. Well, do you remember how much Porg shit there was?
Oh, the stupid Porgs.
You're going to at least see that. No, Porgs.
That's how I feel about them.
Oh.
Whatever that didn't mean like your death awaits or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, breed, your doom awaits you. That's what McClunky means.
Right.
Your doom awaits you sounds way cooler then.
McClunky. Meanwhile, like McClunky sounds more like something like he's looking at the Millennium Falcon and be like, that thing's McClunky. You dig?
Exactly. Like he's walking around a used car.
Yeah. McClunky. Come on down to McClunky's.
You just got a point, Brian. I would have played it.
Shit. All right. Whew.
Yeah, Greedo's used car lot.
Yeah. Guaranteed McClunky's. Which is funny when you take the translation of it and the fact that it would be in a vehicle.
Yeah, right?
Like your doom awaits you in a vehicle or whatever, you know? Like, oh, this one seems safe. McClunky.
Yeah, wait, it doesn't have a seatbelt. Why is the airbag full of nails?
Because it's a Toyota.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, just like they're going to be coming out with soon.
Oof.
Toyotas.
Terrible. That's so bad. Oh, God, that reminds me. Do you remember years ago that woman won a contest for a Toyota and they gave her the fucking, like, action
Toyota,
figure or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty sure she sued and won an actual car from them, but
probably. Hopefully it was.
Well, you know, the reference I was making was the bullshit with all the airbags. And did you see there's like BMWs that they've alerted people if they have a certain airbag in them to not drive your vehicle. That's how dangerous, because the airbag, when it's exploding, it's throwing shrapnel out, basically.
Like, oh, where'd that crate of claymores go, guys?
Yeah, seriously. Well, that's why when you said, you know, filled with nails, that's what I was like, well, they kind of already exist.
Yeah, right?
Jeebus.
That'd be great to put a little, like, decal on your, like, the center of your steering wheel. It just says, you know, face towards enemy.
Yeah, right. Dude, that'd be a great Photoshop.
Yeah, right?
A good, like, political cartoon kind of gimmick, you know? Oh, man. Yeah, that's, oof. You know, just random things popping into my head right now. I saw a thing on the news the other day that, this, woman went to, I don't know, I don't remember if they said, a thrift store, we'll say, because I don't remember which one it was. And I don't think this was local. But the woman, it was supposed to be like a stroller or some bullshit like that. And she opened it up. It was like an AR-15 and it was loaded inside the box.
I mean, that's a hell of a find.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, and she called the police and they took it. And
oh, what a dum-dum.
I know. What better way to protect your child, right? No.
I know, there she is, just giving away her Second Amendment right. What an
Yeah.
idiot.
On the upside, the company, the maker of the whatever it was, stroller bed, I don't remember what it was. No, not them.
Our Armalite gets a hold of her.
Yeah, hey, here you go, there's a brand new one and all the ammo. Yeah,
Brand new one. We engraved your name in the side.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. The
These
color
are
of your
engraved.
jersey.
Put a rattle on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, like in the video games, with the little charm on them, it's got a little rattle, so it's cute.
I just unlocked a sweet charm for mine. It looks like a little 6-pack of beer. I was like, that is like oddly perfect.
But we'll get to that. But the crib company or whoever like sent her a new crib or whatever it was, so that was kind of cool. At least that she ended up with what she wanted out of it. But I don't know, man. I feel like the gun was probably worth more money.
Absolutely.
I don't think you can. I don't know how it works as far as like if you were to try to sell that. I feel like you have to have some sort of a ownership thing for that.
I'm pretty sure you just file the serial numbers off.
And then just sit around shady neighborhoods with your trunk open.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you looking for guns?
Well, specifically one.
One, yeah.
Because I have one.
Right.
But I really got to move it.
Right. You have two people in line. The first one buys the gun and you put a sold out sign.
Yeah. It was like, oh.
God damn it, every time.
Son of a big. You got rain checks?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Are you going to be restocking soon? Oh, fine. I'll just buy it on Amazon. No, actually, I don't think you can.
No, not unless they're buying an airsoft version.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Anyway, enough of that silliness.
Enough of that silliness.
Yeah, that's not what we're about here on this program.
Or is it?
I mean, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's your week been?
Oh, man, it's been busy. I mean, busy enough, like I was telling you earlier, I completely forgot to update any of my fantasy football stuff.
It's fine. I'm winning the league anyway, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No.
yeah, it's just been busy, bro. You and I, it's actually, it's been a rough week for my liver, honestly. It's been a lot of days I've been consuming some beers.
Oh, I thought maybe, you were just in bad neighborhoods getting liver kicked or something.
Yeah, liver shotted.
Yeah. Like, hey, Tony,
No,
how's it going? Kaboom! Ah!
Oh, God. Because you and I went out that one night.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? I forgot about
that
that,
was
actually.
That was a fine time. Had some barbecued vittles and
I got a free
some
pizza.
pints and some good talks.
Yep, I got a free pizza.
You did get a free pizza because what was the quote about the ranch?
They had a barbecued pizza that had like brisket and whatnot. It was basically like most places where you would get like a barbecue pizza that would have chicken, but this was brisket instead and was quite good. And then I got a nice Cajun crust around it, which was top notch. I enjoyed that. But they usually put like a spicy ranch on it, and I don't so much like ranch. So I was like, no ranch. The guy comes out and says, yeah, we're taking care of, we put another pizza in for you because the kitchen ranched the hell out of the first one. So.
Well, I mean that the lady who brought my food out, she seemed confused because she's like, chili? And I'm like, oh, that's mine. And she's like, oh, and she wanted to drop the wings in front of you. I'm like, oh, no, those are mine too.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting there feasting. I'm like, where's Brian's food at?
My favorite part was when they came out with, what was that, another pizza, I think it was? And we're like,
Yeah.
well, we'll take it. And then the people like right next to me were like, oh, that's ours. Like, I don't know how they didn't notice when she first said it.
It wasn't that busy. How do you not notice there's someone walking around with a pizza looking for a home?
And they were literally, 5 feet from me? I mean, it's not like they were at the total other end of the bar or something. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
silly people.
Silly people.
Would have been funny to, if they were, it would have been really funny if they brought out the ranch to hell pizza for her,
Absolutely. I mean, truth be told, I would have partaken in some of the ranch to help pizza.
I'm sure you would have. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you recall, I've had bad pizzas before.
Yeah.
Hot lettuce, after all.
Right. I don't think it would have been bad. I mean, I'm sure
No.
they don't cook the ranch. I'm sure that's, at the very
An
end.
afterthought, yeah.
Unless you're making it, then you would probably do it before it goes.
Oh, yeah, everything gets cooked.
The old hot lettuce. If you're curious what we're talking about, go back to the episode entitled Hot Lettuce.
Yeah. Fill yourself in with some hot lettuce.
Yeah.
We're not talking about hot hippie lettuce.
No. You know,
Although, did you hear
What?
day one of medical marijuana being legal in Michigan? The one place in Ann Arbor that's selling it made like $23,000.
No, but I'm not surprised. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean like
I'm
where
not
the
surprised
dispensaries
either.
and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, day
Yeah.
one.
Yep. I'm not surprised. It's
I mean, I know our pal Devry is,
big weed head.
he's kind
yeah.
of involved in figuring that stuff out wherever he lives.
Oh yeah.
But because I know I think there's only a few places that actually approved of it. A lot of Michigan voted against, despite the fact it's been legalized. The
Yeah.
local government's like, we don't want this.
Yeah, because they're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once Ann Arbor starts filling in potholes with nickels and shit.
Yep.
I mean.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Is it's like, look, if you put on a ballot, to me anyway, and this was out without doing tons of research and whatever. But I'd rather have weed on the ballot than a casino on the ballot.
Fair enough.
Because, I don't know. I've known a lot of people that smoke weed, and I don't know, they seem like pretty okay people. Not that casino people aren't, but it's just, I don't know. It just seems to lead to a worse life. Not that I'm saying it's a gateway. I'm not saying that. It's just that, I don't know. Most people, you don't hear about most people being on, the streets or something, or, their marriage breaking up because they just can't stop smoking weed. I'm sure there's stories out there.
He got into the weed and now he's living under a bridge.
Yeah, so.
But you have heard about,
and at least there's some upside to it,
You bet everything on the Lions for some reason, and he's living under a bridge.
No, the worst betting thing I've ever heard was this isn't real, of course, but was on The Simpsons when the mob guys are sitting there with Krusty and they're watching the Globetrotters, and they were like, "You bet on the Generals?" And he's like, "I thought they were due."
Right? Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing I don't understand is you just see state after state after state that's just look at all this delicious money we're making, and all these counties and cities in Michigan that are like, we're poor, we can't fix our streets, we can't this, we can't that, and it's like, hello, Bueller.
Well, we can't have the devil's lettuce in our township.
Yeah, but we're cool with the local bars.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go have a fifth of Jack and punch my wife in the face.
Well, that's presumptuous. We don't know he's going to drink a fifth.
I can only assume.
Yeah.
He's definitely punching his wife in the face, though.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. Seriously, people. Just give in. It's progress. Just move forward with it.
Good.
We legalize way worse things, like, I don't know, Nestle privatizing water,
Yeah, accurate.
No, I mean...
Let the THC flow through you. Good.
Well, it's amazing is it's been legal in Michigan for a while now. Even recreational and whatever, is now legal. And it's like, I don't see it all over the place. Don't get me wrong, I smell people all the time. And it's like, yep, somebody's been around some weed. But
yeah.
Other than that, but at the same time, I've also been plenty of places where I'm like, Jesus, someone needs to lay off the fill-in-the-blank cologne / Axe body spray. So if that's the worst I'm getting from it, I'm fine with it. Who cares?
Yeah, and
if it can help fix roads or whatever, then I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's like
or keep Medicaid expanded, or keep people from losing their food stamps, or pay for student lunches, or whatever it is that gets used. I'm cool with that. So.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah.
It's day one across Michigan. Maybe for Ann Arbor it was 23,000, but day one across Michigan is 221,000 in sales.
That's nice. It's a good chunk of change. Yeah.
Anywho.
And the state went out a bender to, to celebrate.
No. I'm with you. I'm like, that's easy money because they tax the shit out of it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's my thing. Is it's like, if there's something like that you can put through and get that kind of money back out of it for, various funds, I'm all for it. So
yeah,
I don't know. not a weed user myself, but I don't have. I'm very much the if it doesn't harm or affect my life, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a very much let everyone just have their own lives, man.
Yeah, don't
Kinda
yuck other
guy.
people's yums. Yeah.
Yeah, like don't come and shit in my yard. If you want shit in your yard,
Yeah.
I'll try not to watch.
No, you won't.
Yeah, right.
You'll be
That
like
show'll be on
IG.
YouTube in a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you'll be live streaming that.
Yeah, check out the salty language on Instagram for that.
Right. I hope there's one person who is actually like, ooh, and goes and checks.
Yeah, like I looked through your guys' timeline. I couldn't find anybody shit in the yard, man.
Like, dude, it's all over the place there. It's in like every video. You just gotta find it.
Yeah, you just gotta zoom. Like you can't really zoom on Instagram. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't know how to use the internet, right?
Zoom enhance.
Yeah.
Never watch NCIS?
Duh.
Jeez.
Yeah. They're sitting there with their phone, like one of those big, like, stereotypical private eye, like, magnifying glasses.
Big old magnifying glass.
No.
Right?
No.
Speaking of beer too, because like I said, it's been one of those weeks where, because like yesterday I was my stepdad's company Christmas party.
Yeah.
Which is always a good time because it's after party at my parents' house for a select crowd and
right, and then party at the Bees after that.
definitely party at the Bees. So there was some I had some cocktails yesterday. But whatever, you'll have that. But no, what was that? Middle of the week, wandered through Myers, and I was like, ooh, they've got this sexy Founders KBS espresso.
Oh yeah,
that I've heard tale of. It just came out,
right?
And I'm like,
and the local general store didn't have it, so
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I was going up to beer aisle, because I was like, I was out of my Sam Adams winter stuff that I picked up. So like, I need something to wet my whistle here.
Right. And
I'm like, I might very well buy this. And I saw the price tag, but the price tag was for CBS, the old Canadian breakfast style, which was $29.99 at that Myers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof. All right.
And I looked at it and I'm like, there's no way they just didn't put the right price tag in here.
Yeah.
And thankfully that Myers that we were at has the old like, oh, you can use our app and you can scan shit as you go, which is the first time I used it. Mighty convenient if it wasn't for the half like silly goose that was working that was not real helpful at the very end.
Yeah.
But you'll have that.
Right.
No, that 4-pack though was still like $23.99. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one.
That's 4 beers.
Yeah. When you break it down, it's not horrible considering what you would pay for a pint, though.
I did that math when I was sitting there.
But even still, I understand. Generally, you're not going to buy 4 pints of it.
Yeah, but I'm like, God damn it, I really want to try it. But thankfully, because I was also
they should just pop one open and try it. I'm sure they don't care. They don't mind if people like take grapes and shit, right?
Yeah, I did watch an old guy eat a banana in a Kroger's and just throw the peel back in with the bananas. I was like, what is wrong with this asshole?
Pretty sensual, wasn't it?
Dude, sometimes old people, they just do shit. And I'm like, I know you've been here like 70 years. You're still not that entitled.
Yeah.
I wanted to like chop block his old knees out from under him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for sure. I mean. Yeah, for sure.
But hilarious. You go to take his knee out, he sidesteps you and just beats the shit out of you.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know he's like a state champion wrestler in his heyday.
Yeah. No, he's just some old dude. He's just got old man strength.
Old man strength.
And you just underestimated it,
I don't know. He looked like he was struggling with that banana peel for half a second. So
that was just foreplay.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, you can't go right to work in the shaft. You gotta.
It's the same way he treats his quote unquote friend.
Yeah. Boy, I hope not.
I don't know. They've been roommates for like 40 years.
There must be something.
Yeah, they must really like each other's company or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They go get a nice.
No, my buddy Mike, because he loves Founders. It's probably his favorite brewery. So I sent him a picture. I'm like, hey, if you're interested, this is here. Here's how much it is. I can't do it. So he over the weekend he sent me a picture and he bought it because he's an idiot.
Right.
I love the guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But he's like, I'm going to save you one, man. Because I'm supposed to see him this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right.
So
Gonna have a banana.
yeah, saving me a BS. So that's nice. Also, I will get to try because I've given him how it is. It's like I find I still have a Dragon's Milk in my fridge for you.
Yeah.
If I find a beer I think one of my friends is going to like, I tend to set one aside if I can.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Quite nice. Yeah.
Quite nice.
Yeah. And that even if you knew somebody was getting one, you'd just be like, can I just buy a bottle of it off of you? I'll give you a quarter of the price base. Well, you know what I mean, like a fourth of the 4-pack. Just
right.
So you can have one without having to go the whole $24. That's a rough go.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me from stuff sometimes. Like when I'm at like Kroger, I'll walk up and down the beer aisle and sometimes I'll see some and I'll be like, and I've seen, I forgot what it was. It was like last month or something. There was something and I looked and I was like, it's like $16 for a 4-pack, and I'm like, again, if you break down the pint, that's not terrible. It's $4 a pint. I would gladly pay $4 and for a pint of it, but it was just like I just don't want to spend $16, to try it. And it's like, I know they have the sampler thing, but even that, it's I forgot what that is. I think that's like 20 for a 6 or something, isn't it? And those beers generally are not in that, I mean, they could be, but they're generally not in that. Because I've seen people do that, where they'll pull one out of something. And...
Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just hobby's a rough go.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you think about it, it's like, you could get 4 of those, or you could get, 90, Coors banquets, probably for the same price.
Well, I mean, because I still bought beer, because I'm like, I do want beer. Yeah. And like Leinenkugel, but used to be a huge fan of. I've kind of drifted away got away from, but vanilla Snowdrift or whatever the fuck it is called, Snowdrift Vanilla Porter's out, and it's like their limited winter one, and I do like it.
Yeah.
So it was like a 12-pack for $14.
Right. So you
I'll do that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because you're just like, it's
because it's tasty and
a whole lot more.
Sure, I've had it before, but. Yeah, whatever.
But you're not going to sit down after 2 nights of having beers and go, wow, I'm out of beer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's rough. I know. Like
rough,
I said,
rough, bro, rough.
It's tough. That's why I've considerably cut back on my drinking.
Yeah, well, actually, I was talking to Michelle about this too. I think, I'm not a New Year's resolution guy. I hate that shit.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about that plenty of times.
We've talked about that. But I was like, man, we've been off the rails eating, and I've been like, not like I'm getting plastered, but I'll have maybe a beer night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think when January hits, I'm just going to take a month off.
Oh, I thought you were going to turn to straight liquor.
Fuck yeah, bro. I like January hits because it's after the holidays. Because, festivities.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do a no booze, no flour, no sugar for a month and just kind of reset.
Jesus Christ, why are you going to live? I mean, no.
Dude, meat and vegetables, my fave.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So that'll be something.
Right.
See how that goes.
Yeah. Probably fine because you kind of have done it before. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have. It's been a little off the rails the past couple of weeks, but you'll have that.
Right. Yeah,
but
nothing wrong with that. I've seen people doing that off and on where, if nothing else, they just kind of
just take a month off and reset.
I think it's a good thing to do sometimes anyway because it's a good test because you can kind of see where you're at as far as like, ooh, I'm getting into dangerous territory here. Like if you're fiending for beer that whole month, you know what I mean, like that kind of thing or something. It's like, maybe I should take a different look at this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think I'll feel like that at all, except for the occasional I'll see something out and be like, oh, that sounds so good.
Dude, you're gonna take a month off when it's nearly hop slam season?
I'll just buy and hang on to it until February 1st hits. And I'll get annihilated.
I just like being the bad influence. That's all.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's
the
cool.
devil on the other shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on both shoulders though, because I'm agile.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I did. It's probably a terrible idea, but I like Black Friday. I did some online Christmas shopping. This week's been like doing Christmas present shit, which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But Dick's Sporting Goods had like a big sale on Yeti stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, and I seriously don't think anyone in my family listens, so I'm just gonna whatever. But I got my stepdad because I think I talked about this maybe.
I'm
having flashbacks.
You talked about getting a Yeti koozie last time.
Okay, well I have it now because I bought one for myself too.
Right.
This guy right here.
You got to make sure it's quality product.
It's danger zone, bro.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like one, the koozie is super heavy.
Okay.
So it's like it's deceptive because you think you have more to drink, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh god, it's empty. You know?
Yeah.
And also because like the beer I had earlier today, I opened it like 4 or 3, and I just kind of like sipped on it as I was doing stuff around the house, and it was hours, and it was just as cold as it was when I put it in there.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so it's like it's so heavy and it's so cold. You get to the end, you're like, oh my god, it's gone already. If you're like sipping on it a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I can understand that. Where my water bottle is the same way because it's a what do you call it? It's a metal one, And
Right.
there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I have plenty of water left. I'll unscrew the cap and go to take a drink and be like, wow, there's like maybe a drink in here. It just feels, it's heavy, so it feels like there's more in it. So, yeah, I understand.
But I mean, I've had that Yeti like tumbler for years now, and I love it.
Mm.
These koozies are fucking great.
Yeah.
Especially if you like a nice cold beverage.
Right. Or a weapon.
Yeah, they're very heavy. That's the one thing, because like my stepdad loves koozies. He likes the ones he can just kind of shove in his pocket.
Yeah.
Can't do that with this. So
Well,
I'm
you
kind
could.
of curious how he's...
Cargo pants, baby. Cargo pants.
I mean, they make cargo pants for a reason.
Right.
You're right.
Yep, we're bringing them back.
So I'll be kind of curious. I know, like, my brother-in-law will use the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about my stepdad, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I can see him using
He
it
does, he
maybe
does,
around
he
the
doesn't.
house,
Yeah,
but,
probably.
But yeah, obviously, maybe not taking it, to the bar or anything with him, but whatever.
Because he does take koozies with him.
I
to the
know,
bar.
that's why I said it. Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
only
he's a
person I've
Looney
ever
Tune.
seen do that, but,
Yeah.
I'm sure other people do. I've just never seen anyone do it. So
Yeah.
I've always been like I generally drink the beer fast enough that I don't need one. It's different, like, when you're just sitting around lounging or something, but like if I'm at a bar, usually I'll drink it before it gets too warm.
Yeah.
Or depending on the beer, I won't care. Like if I'm drinking a Scotch ale and gets a little room temperature,
Well, yeah, you want that to warm up a little
right.
bit.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever. But like, in the summer, the ale, the beers we tend to drink in the summer and stuff, you especially want to keep nice and crisp, if you will.
Crisp.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question for you. With that being as heavy as it is it does that make it harder to tip? Like spill wise?
Oh, you mean like knock over?
Yeah.
You know what? I bet you it does.
Because, like a normal koozie, sometimes the way they're made in the bottom, they make things a little wonky. It's easy to tip a beer
I never
over.
thought about that. It is so heavy that I
Mhm.
bet you it would be harder to tip one over.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the shitty lawn dart now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point, sir. Good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stamp of approval. I can never see spending like $300 or $400 on a Yeti cooler.
Yeah, right. I've entered
But
a
for
lot
the
of contests to
tumblers-
win them. And honestly, if I won it, there's a good chance I'd probably just sell the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get if you're like I've heard hunters love them
Mm-hmm.
because you can pack out your shit
Yeah.
like a ice or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it's like it'll keep it as ice for like a week or something stupid.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah.
I mean, well, shit, my little stupid tumbler I have. Usually on my way home from work, I fill it up with ice and water from work, and I drink it.
Yeah.
And if I forget, and I go the next morning and get ready for work, it'll still have ice in it.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like I'm a fan.
Yeah, exactly. I know the water bottle I have is not Yeti, but it was like that was why I wanted one of those kind of bottles, because it's the like insulated metal ones, that'll
Yeah.
keep something cold for, I don't know, 18 hours or something like that. And I've even pushed it past that, and it's not cold, but it's still not anywhere near room temperature,
Yeah.
So it's nice because I don't like room temperature water. I like when I drink water, I want it to be cold. So
Right.
I finally was like, yeah, I'm going to spend a few bucks and get this, because since I've gotten it, I've drank way more water, because I'm not like,
there you
ew,
go.
it's warm, I don't want this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, no more plastic bottles.
Yeah, right.
So,
Try to get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, besides, like doing a bunch of Christmas stuff this week and all that, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. How about yourself?
Yeah. We went out, and like you said, and then I've been trying to get, just get some stuff on eBay, trying to get as much on right now as I can, because even if it's
'Tis
not
the season.
Yeah, like even if it's not really Christmas gift stuff, there's more eyes on eBay this time of year. So, just overall you have a higher % chance of selling. And
Right.
so I'm just trying to get as much as I can, just to, try to just try to get as much money as I can, obviously, to, maybe pay a few things down / off, and,
That's fair.
finally get enough to, file bankruptcy and whatever here. So now,
Right.
because some other stuff's come up and drained the money I had saved and different stuff. So it's, you know how it is. Anytime you try to take a step forward, there's always someone sweeping the leg,
That's very accurate.
You would. So
It's hard to get ahead when you're in that situation, unfortunately.
Right, and especially the not working and stuff, that obviously makes a big difference.
Yeah, fair enough.
I ordered myself a set of what are they called? They're called brush pens. I don't know if you're familiar with these or not.
Mm-mm.
All right, the way the first ones I saw were, there was a comic book artist named Dustin Nguyen that used them, and basically all it was it's a a brush pen. You know what a brush pen is, though, right? Like how the part you would write with or whatever is literally similar to a paintbrush, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
it's got a reservoir on it, and you put water in it, and then basically you could tap this thing on watercolors, and just you could just go back and forth between the watercolors with with a marker instead of a paintbrush. So if you're like me, I'm not great with paintbrushes. I'm more steady with like a pen, marker kind of a concept. So it gives you a little more of that. And what he loved about it was he used to take them on planes, and he could paint while he was on the plane, because the marker has a water reservoir. All he's got to do is go put a little more water in it if he needs more water.
I mean, that's pretty dope.
You don't have to have a cup of water there. And he also, like, his kids were using them because, you don't have to worry about the kid knocking the water all over the place and different stuff. But anyway, so they started out where they were just empty, basically, to where you put water in them and just use, like you wouldn't use a normal paintbrush. There's no color in the paintbrush. You dip, you mix the paint or whatever. Now they have... This company that I bought them from, they have a set of, I forgot how many it is, but it's I think it's like 45 or something like that, different colors.
Right.
So I bought a set of those because I've been really kind of wanting to have a set of those and do some stuff with them, and I got some ideas for stuff. I'm trying to find something to get me to really get me excited and kick me in the ass to do some art is what I'm trying to do,
That's fair. That's fair. Right.
So I'm starting there, and the next thing I want to do, because this company allows, you can make payments on their stuff, which is cool, because I can get a set, the markers that are normally $4 a piece kind of markers. I could get a set of 120 of them and do monthly payments on it, which is much easier to manage than coming up with $120 in one scoop or something, so.
Right.
Anyway. But yeah, I did that. So I'm, those I should be getting them here before long, a few days or so. I should be getting them. So we'll see how.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got some of the ones that are just the plain or the empty ones, I did a little bit with them, and it's kind of cool though. They, I don't know how to describe it. It's like they make now. There's a brush pen that has like India ink in it, kind of a thing.
Right.
And I got one of those, and man, that thing, it's such a different tool than using a marker, because it literally is like using a brush. The cool part is, since it comes down to a real fine point, you can do like, how like pinstriping, how you lay your hand down and you pull the paintbrush to give you that real nice line. You can do that with these. And the cool part is, if you want a broader stroke, all you have to do is literally just lay more of the brush on the paper, or apply a little more pressure. There's a lot of freedom to them. Again, because I have a hard time doing that with paintbrushes. And I know like pen and nibs and stuff, the nibs for like the pen and ink type stuff exist. But with those, you can only lay down the line as big as the nib is. With these, you can literally lay down like if you were using a paintbrush, but it gives you that it still feels like you're holding a pen or a marker in your hand. So I've, really kind of liked these a lot better for that reason. It's just weird, it's kind of like I had that drawing tablet, for my computer, and I just could not get used to it.
Right.
And I ended up selling the thing because I just cannot get used to the idea of having to look at the screen while I draw versus looking at the paper when I draw,
Yeah, fair enough.
So I determined that I need a tablet or like a newer iPad or, a tablet like that I can draw right on the screen for me to do digital stuff. Or stick with the way that I learned, which was using a mouse on the computer, which is...
I've tried doing that. It just does not seem easy.
Yeah, it's not. I can do it because that's how I learned, And I honestly think that's part of the detriment here, is because I learned that way. It's weird. Plus, this is weird. I'm left-handed, but I use my right hand on the mouse. So if I draw on the computer with a mouse, I'm using my right hand. Very weird, considering I normally, if I was drawing, I would draw with my left hand.
Right.
It takes me longer because I have to be more deliberate. It's not as natural because it's not muscle memory,
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, I did that this week, and I've done a little bit of Christmas shopping. Not much, but a little bit, and been out in stores a few times, and I don't know. They didn't see the stores I've been in haven't seemed as chaotic this year. I don't know if it's because of more people transitioning to online, or if it's because of the Black Friday stuff also being available online, or what it is.
I don't know. I agree with you. A couple times I've been out, I haven't wanted to murder everybody like normal.
Honestly, the grocery store's been the worst, but that was because it was Thanksgiving time. I've been there since, and it's not, no one cares right now. Here in a week, it'll get terrible again, basically, but...
Right.
So, yeah, that's... Other than that, I haven't really been doing much. I've really been keeping my head in, trying to do my eBay stuff and stay motivated. And I've been pretty proud because I haven't really taken days off from it.
Oh, nice.
I've really, and it's not for much time. It's for 2 hours or so at a time, 3 hours. It's very sporadic, but I've been trying to, my goal's been like, well, get something done each day, and that's been working so far. And I'm sure I can kind of feel it though, that I'm going to have to take a day and just not do anything soon. Cause
just kind of chill out.
Yeah, it's, I don't know how to describe it. I think all of us know what it's like. Like if you're doing, if you're going into work and how many hours it is you work, after a few days, you're like, man, I need a day off,
Right, for
just
sure.
For your mental health, just to recharge and, so. But that was actually the reason why, kind of moving forward, I talked last week about getting Call of Duty, and last night, well, Friday I got it. Or was it Thursday? I don't remember. Thursday, I think it was. I got it. By Friday, I was finally done installing everything.
That's the worst.
Yeah, well, you get the game, and you have to download from the disc to the hard drive before you can play, which that didn't take that long. Because it only has to download a certain amount before you can start playing. But then I looked at the size of the file for the first thing, and I'm like, oh geez, and I'm like, and then there's going to be an update probably after that,
Right.
And there was, and so by Friday night though it was all done, but unfortunately by the time it was done, it was already what did I text you, 9:30, 10 o'clock or something. It was fairly late for
something like that.
Yeah. And I honestly didn't really feel like it right then because I was doing other stuff too. So it was, so last night we finally threw down on it. And when you texted me, originally I was kind of back and forth on it. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like I kind of just need to go do this for a couple hours, just go dink around on video games because I really haven't been playing games this week.
Right.
So.
Well, it's. I mean, I know people shit on Call of Duty because of the stereotypes and all that, but of the players at least. Oh god, here comes a sneeze. Ugh. But
that's you.
It's a really solid shooter. So
yeah, and I'll be honest, I really feel like they took some stuff from Battlefield. The class objective stuff, the I don't know how to describe it, but it's more intense. Like you really feel like you're in the middle of something, more than you did in the past. So
yeah, I mean, and you're trying to hold down a point just to capture it for your team, and there's airstrikes are shaking the map, and there's dust everywhere, and
the sound, the sounds.
Well, especially if you're wearing a headset like we were last night. Yeah.
Well, like I told you, the thing that first got me was I was in basically like a shipping crate kind of a thing I'd run through, and I was popping off a handgun, a pistol at somebody, and I was like, oh my god, the sound from this is deafening because I'm inside a closed space,
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's because in the past I never really played with a full-on headset. I always played with like the one-ear thing. Because on the Xbox, because on the Xbox it was just the little Bluetooth gimmick that went in my ear or whatever. So, yeah, it was different, but definitely had fun with it. It's frustrating, but it's frustrating the way I like things to be frustrating.
Well, yeah,
which is like, okay, I know it's frustrating because I'm on the learning curve.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of maps you'd never seen before, and
well, and like I told you, like we got on that one map that was a classic map, and all of a sudden I'm starting to shine a little bit better, and it's like, yeah, because I know the map, I know,
right,
the points of contention and all that. So yeah, it's just going to take some play, but I think it's honestly, it's probably definitely one of my favorite Call of Duties that we've played.
It's good, yeah. It's really good.
So I've really enjoyed it.
They just released season 1 with all these new shit you can unlock, and
yeah.
Which I see like they offered a battle pass where you can just unlock everything at one go, which is, I know people are doing that because people have limitless funds.
Yeah, I
kind of like the grind myself.
Yeah, it's funny. This is actually something I meant to bring back up on here and I forgot. You know how I had talked. The 1 week we talked about like microtransactions, and then and I was talking with Henno, and he brought up the whole thing with the microtransactions, which is sometimes sometimes you just don't want the grind, like,
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Because here's a great example, and this is one I had thought of. Like the last time I threw in Diablo, right? Diablo has seasons and stuff in it, just like Call of Duty does now,
right?
And in Diablo, after, man, I don't know how many times I've beat that game, right? And you just keep ticking the difficulty up, so it's a little different each time, and the maps have a randomized generation, but even still, after a while, you've seen everything,
Right.
But when you get to a certain point with some of the armors and stuff, it's like, yeah, I'm unlocking stuff that's not better than what I already have. Why am I grinding for this stuff?
Right.
And I kind of think in a lot of the games that I can totally understand, like if you look at something in some of these games you play, whether it's on your phone or a console or whatever, you can go, man, I'm going to have to put in so much time and blah, blah, blah to do, or I could just pay $5 and boom, it's done. And then I can just enjoy playing it,
Right.
So, I hadn't thought of that before, but that makes a lot of sense to me. Whereas before, I was just looking as though someone's just taking a shortcut. And they are, and there's some people that just don't give a shit. They will just, no matter what, they would probably, even if it was from day one, they would take the shortcut,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because there's been Magic games in the past where they're like, here's an update with like 10 new decks. And in my head, I'm going, cool, I get to play a bunch of games to unlock these decks and cards. And there's other people that'll go, I'll just buy them and then I can just play with them,
Right.
So, neither's really wrong. It's just a matter of what you're into, I guess,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
I'm with you on this,
interesting
though,
for me
'cause-
if this, huh?
Well, I was going to say real quick, when I was looking at that last night, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy this. I'm just going to grind it. Because this is the kind of game you're going to play over and over and over and over. So you're going to grind naturally,
Well, and what gets me about these, like the seasons are doing is I looked at the stuff you can unlock, right?
Yeah.
And some of it is unique weapons, like new guns.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But the rest of it's basically skins for your guns,
Exactly.
stickers, charms, skins for your character.
Yeah.
Because and blueprints in the armory. But it's like the blueprints are cool because when you get one of your low level,
Yes.
it might give you access to a
Perfect
gun
example.
that
I unlocked.
you don't have.
Yep, I unlocked the M4A1 last night, and before I had that gun unlocked, it was, and I'm like,
Yeah.
awesome. I have a gun I can, a better gun than I'd be able to use at the moment.
Right. But it's like if you're playing high level, you already have access. Like once you unlock the blueprint, You're like, oh, cool, I can use I think a submachine gun I have is called like the Piercer.
Oh yeah, I saw the thing for that.
It's like, okay, I can use this gun in this configuration. I can't change it, but I already have everything unlocked. So why am I going to use that?
Right, exactly.
Which makes me wonder. I don't know if this has prestiging in it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Those who not know, prestiging's like you hit max level and you go, hey, I can throw everything away and do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So the blueprints make sense to me. If you could prestige and you have all these blueprints for these like high level guns.
Yes, that would
That
be
you
a
could
massive
use.
bonus for them then. Yeah.
Yeah, like I could see that being useful. But other than that, I'm like looking at the stuff you can unlock, and I'm like, okay, eventually you get double XP tokens, or you get like Call of Duty points you can buy real stuff with.
Well, with the Call of Duty points, you can buy the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
I saw that last night, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Because obviously you can go into the store probably. I didn't look, but I'm assuming you can go in the store and buy Call of Duty points, right?
I would imagine. I haven't looked either.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I just don't care, honestly. Because like I said, I'm just gonna play the game. Maybe at some point, like if you hit something, you're like, oh, that'd be really cool, and in the grind on it is like something. A good example is like this. There's some stuff I've noticed in Grand Theft Auto that it's like, oh, you get this when you win like 200 races, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like doing the races, but I want that. You know, like, so I could see myself maybe doing something like that. Otherwise, because it's like, I don't want to do 200 races. Like I said, I'm not a racing game kind of person unless it's Mario Kart.
I'm not going to win every race. So I'm going to be racing like 500 times.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or like some of them, like I'll see another good example would be like if you were to unlock a special like sniper rifle for getting like 500 headshots, dude, it'd take me forever. I'm so bad at headshots. Unless it's with a machine gun and it's just from the climb, yeah,
for sure.
I'm so bad at I am center mass dude all the way, so like in those scenarios, I could see myself maybe going, like maybe it's worth it, but
yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
and the best part is like you said, the stuff
you for sure need to play it more.
Yeah, the stuff you can unlock is not like game essential stuff.
No, it's like I said. It just seems like if I remember right, there's a couple new guns that's the only way you can unlock them.
Right.
But for the most part, it's all cosmetic stuff or double XP tokens and stuff like that.
Exactly. So it's like, you can live without that stuff,
Yeah, it's all background cards or emblems for your dude, or it's all.
Exactly. Yep. That was the way I was looking at it last night too, because I was like, okay, good. And I knew they did that on purpose. Like they had talked about how, since they were getting rid of the like charging for maps and different stuff, and they even mentioned, they were like, basically you can unlock all the same stuff. It just takes you a while because you have to grind it, versus just paying for it and getting it. But if you want the option, it's there. So, more power to you either way.
Yeah, which I'm fine with that.
Because I'm certainly not going to get angry at somebody if I get killed by somebody that's got a cool sticker on their gun that I don't have.
Yeah.
Not like
More
in
than
the
anything, I'd
past.
just be like, how'd they get that sticker?
Right,
You know?
right. Whereas in the past, they literally, EA's known for it especially, but other companies, where you could buy certain weapons and it was like that was the only way to get them,
Yeah.
And it was like, man, this isn't cool. These are powerful weapons,
Yeah, like I'm at a severe disadvantage because I don't want to pay you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's not the case here. So I'm glad of that. But anyway, enough about that.
Anywho. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really haven't been playing anything else this week. So I haven't watched much of anything either because I downloaded, remember I told you I had the Xbox Games Pass, so I downloaded Outer Worlds. So that's a full game I downloaded on my hard drive. And then
Oh my gosh.
the Call of Duty download, I pretty much sapped our data.
It's like you got to be out of room, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately,
That
actually went over, and I try really hard not to. I on the 14th it reset, so I basically can't watch anything for a week.
That sucks.
Yeah, or I can, but if I do it, I'll just watch it on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I've got plenty of room on my phone that I generally don't use. So if I look and go, oh, I still have 3 days left in the month, I can go ahead and eat up some of that data because it doesn't roll over for me. So,
Right. Might as well just
use it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but whatever. The upside is, the main download is done now. So from here on, I can manage the downloads, because I don't leave my system on standby or whatever.
Backup mode or whatever, yeah.
I would, but because of having a data cap, I can't,
Right.
Because otherwise there's some games that download, frequent updates. So, and it's like, man, I haven't played this game in 6 months. Do I really need that update?
Yeah, it should really get I wish it was smart like that. Like, look at the top, 5 things you've been playing. Be like, we'll just update these.
And then just ask, would you like to update these? And yeah. There might be something in there that you can ask that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Whatever. You can always pause them, though. So, and then they won't start back up until you unpause them.
Unpause them.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a little news story here that it's a throwback, Brian. It's an old reference to us.
Okay.
Once upon a time, do you remember? Do you remember in the way back when we used to go to Maxwell's Cafe?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, which was a coffee shop that no longer, the building's even leveled.
Right.
Like nothing about it exists in our area anymore.
It was a hot hangout for students at University of Toledo and stuff because it was right there by it.
It was right there, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was one night that you and I were there just because, our friends all like to go, and I wasn't into coffee at the time.
Nor was I.
Yeah, still not into coffee.
Big surprise, right? Yeah. I'd go get me a Snapple. Yep.
Yeah, but we would just hang out for friends there or whatever. And do you remember when someone ordered the hummus?
I do, yes.
And it sure sounded like they said Hummers.
Right.
Yeah. So I think if I remember, you and I looked at each other like, we'll take Hummers.
Yeah. Like, who doesn't like hummus? Yeah, that was, yeah. And it's still it's a very much alive inside joke. Well, it's not as inside now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So apparently at the end of this year, which we're getting there, in Geneva, Switzerland, there's a new coffee shop opening up, Brian.
Yeah.
The Fellatio Cafe.
Are you saying you can get hummus at this place?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Now, can ladies also be serviced there?
I assume.
Because it's not.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not, I guess it's, you're right.
It's not fellatio that's.
Yeah.
But
so
either way.
But it says, that the customers can order a cup of coffee before choosing a prostitute on an iPad. So you can get a nice hot cup of coffee with a side of a blowjob.
Wow. Now, can you enjoy
$50 it says.
Can you enjoy them both simultaneously?
I have no idea.
Like, are you
it
allowed
doesn't really
to
say.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Because, maybe, nothing relaxes you like a nice espresso, while getting your knob polished. I don't know.
I'm
not into coffee, so I don't know.
I could go for a black coffee and a blowy, I guess.
Right. Now, my question is, as a person who doesn't
Yeah.
like coffee, do they have other other beverages, or can I just forget the pretense and just go for the blowjob? They're like, what kind of coffee you want? Be like, I really don't care. Just whatever's cheap, put it in a glass.
I mean, I would love to see if we could find this place's website eventually.
Yeah.
To see if we could find a menu.
Oh man. Yeah, like, can I order from my phone? Like,
Yeah,
what if I'm in a hurry?
Yeah, how much are plane tickets again? So yeah, it says about five francs for the cup of coffee and about 60 francs for the beej. All in all, it costs you about $50.
All right. Wow. All right.
Yeah, the old Fellatio Cafe.
Yep. Hey, why not, right?
I mean, why not?
Whatever makes you happy. I'm not against it. Like I
No.
said, I just hope that, if they don't also service the ladies, I hope someone opens, the counterpoint to it, because, I mean, that's only fair.
I mean, I agree.
It's only fair, right? Yeah.
It's only fair.
Although I guess
I mean,
realistically,
honestly, Cunnilingus Cafe
rolls off the tongue. Yeah.
better.
Damn it. Certainly not McClunky.
It is definitely not McClunky.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess the next question I have for the place is, why stop at fellatio? Like, is there legal reasons maybe they can't go further, or
I'm not sure.
maybe they're just more interested in a limited menu?
Right? I mean, limited menu.
Well, turnover is, how you make your money. So I don't.
Right?
Like
I
in
mean,
a
that's true,
restaurant,
right?
they want you to, eat and get the hell out of there. But
You can get the hell out of there. I love it.
you picture you're sitting there, right? Maybe you're not there for anything other than the coffee. Maybe they have delicious coffee, right? So you get a coffee, you're sitting there, I don't know, doing whatever you do at the coffee place. And you see somebody, come in and sit down and then go in the other room. They come back out and then they just sit in the general area and they're just enjoying the coffee. It's like, is there awkwardness there?
I mean,
Because you literally know what just happened.
yeah, I don't know.
Like, are you?
Like, I'm assuming that there's not just people like on their laptop trying to work on their college papers while getting, blown.
Listen, you got to get rid of that stress somehow, man. Those papers are tough.
I mean, I guess, right?
Right? Hey, whatever. All right. Well, I wish them well.
Indeed.
Should be interesting to see, like you said, 6 months down the road, like if they're still open.
Yeah, right?
Or if they've been shuttered for, illegal practices or something. Or
I mean, I would be curious to, if check back on them after the first year or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, man. Good
So-
old seltzer water.
Here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the holy stink that's been created on the internet over the Peloton bike ad?
Yes, I have.
So you know what commercial I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for anyone who somehow isn't aware, there's a commercial where it shows this woman for Christmas getting a Peloton bike, and which is a very overpriced stationary bike. They're like $2,200, and then if you want to use the service that it shows her using, where it's live, coaching or whatever, that's like
Right.
$40 a month, I think it is. So clearly not meant for the everyday house, but it shows this woman getting this bike and she's all excited and whatever, seems harmless. But then as it shows her, you basically realize that she, in the course of, like, her and her husband are then watching a video of her year-long journey, which basically shows her losing like a pound.
Like, if I'm being honest, the first time I saw this commercial, I thought it was just bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize that it was her doing this for an actual year because she looks exactly the same.
Yeah, and that's the part of what made everybody so like, what? Because, a lot of people basically are like, what kind of shitty husband buys his wife that's already in great shape, this bike kind of a thing.
Like, babe, I just wish your ass was a little more toned.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that people have received it. Like, when I first saw it, all I was like, is like, how does this make your product look good? She only lost a pound. Like, and then the other stuff really hit, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess there is that too. It is a little cringy when you put that filter on it and watch it. It a lot of people are taking it too far, like, oh, this is an abusive relationship stuff. And it's like, okay, slow down a little bit here, like,
Yeah, I don't feel it's abusive because maybe she likes to work out.
Well,
and he's like, hey, this is a good purchase.
Here's the thing, okay? Years and years ago, my sister, this is a long time ago, and anyone who recognizes this will know, my sister wanted the workout videos for the Buns of Steel.
Oh, wow. Throwback.
And her husband bought them for her, and then promptly got a lot of shit from everybody for it. But she wanted it, and he even said that. He's like, that she asked for them,
I can't help it. She wants Buns of Steel.
Yeah, and of course, you're like, who wouldn't want to help their significant other, get Buns of Steel? I don't know. But,
exactly. You want to be able to bounce a quarter off it.
Yeah, right? But anyway, he was seen as insensitive and all this kind of stuff, But anyway, but in this, the woman seems genuinely excited to get the bike, But in the end, I was like, yeah, they probably should have thought this one through a little better. It's really not a good commercial. Like, it really isn't.
When you and I talked about this when we went out and had some beers, I told you my problem with the commercial.
Right.
Is who the fuck sits around watching somebody's home movies of them working out?
Right. Which, like I told you,
my problem with it.
I loved someone on Twitter posted that was the guy's, or the woman's revenge to the husband for buying her an exercise bike is making him watch that.
Because you already know, she'd be like, hey, did you see my Instagram video? You didn't like it. Like, hold on, honey. He's got to pull up his phone.
And then she's like, no, I don't want you to like it now. Like, I wanted you to.
I just want you to like it on your own. He's like, I'm just trying to like slide through all these DMs from these big titty bitches.
Right, with the fine asses yours just don't live up to. Yeah.
I gotta watch your stupid Peloton video when you lost 2 ounces in February.
So, obviously Peloton got a lot of shit over this, right?
Yeah.
But it goes even further, and there's multifacets to this whole thing that I found really interesting of how the internet is affected. Well, not that I'm a fan of Fox News. But the guy who plays the husband in the commercial was on Fox News and basically was talking about how people have really kind of gone at him for being an insensitive.
I believe he was quoted as saying,
yes. But kind of going after him like it wasn't a commercial, like it was a real life thing. And it's like, yo, he's an actor playing a part. Yeah, maybe he should have read the script and been like, this sounds stupid, but whatever. Actors are in dumb shit all the time.
Yes.
Boy,
are they.
But I was like, wow. But then at first I was like, I kind of feel bad for this guy. Because, it's kind of like, growing up, you're always like, you see the commercials for like some VD treatment or something. You're like, oh man, that's got to suck to have that on your resume.
Yeah, right.
Oh, hey, you're the herpes guy.
Oh, I see you played herpes kid number 2.
Right.
That's interesting.
So this, but then I saw that the guy has changed his Instagram handle to like Peloton husband. And I'm like, okay.
He's riding the wave.
You're riding the wave, which, whatever, go for it, dude. But, you can't really go yell sympathy when then you're also full on embracing it like that, I don't think.
Yeah, for sure.
The weirdest part of this to me as we're walking through this whole experience is that it wasn't until like yesterday, and this commercial's been out for a while now, it wasn't until like yesterday that the name of the actress was actually revealed.
Really?
People all over Reddit were trying to figure out who this woman was and could not figure out who she was. Like, no one could seem to figure out who she was.
Right.
Like, everything, like People Magazine and different ones that I had read the article stuff on, they all refer to her as Peloton Woman, or unfortunately Peloton Girl, which check your year, people. It's 2019. She's a woman.
Pelothot.
Yes. But damn it. But yeah, I found it amazing that with this world, as nosy as people are, as willing to give information as people are, and the fact that Reddit exists, it took weeks or months maybe even to figure out her name.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some like sound tech or something. Shout out Annalise that worked on the commercial. That'd be like, oh, it's her name's Margaret
McClunky.
Yes, Margaret McClunky. Well, it was amazing too, because that was exactly my thinking. Was like, I'm like, well, why don't they just go on IMDb and look at, or where something like that has credits for the commercials, because she has to be credited for it, right? Nope.
You would think.
Apparently not. Apparently the credits for the commercial don't list her.
But do they credit that ass?
Only this year's ass. Last year, not so much. Cause
it's right there. Last year's
right out.
Yeah, sloppy and terrible.
Yeah, it was just too flat.
2 extra pounds out there.
Right.
Get out of here, you.
So, we live in the age of the thickness, man.
I know.
We want them 2 pounds.
Yeah,
keep them 2 pounds. Yeah, that blew my mind, because nothing stays secret in the world anymore because of the internet. Info travels so fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason it ended up coming out was because the next step in this, which is hilarious. I don't know. Have you seen the TV commercial for Aviation Gin that this woman's in?
I saw it yesterday.
It's fantastic. Aviation Gin, for those who don't know, is a gin company owned by Ryan Reynolds of Hollywood fame.
So it is her.
It is her.
Okay, because I saw it and I'm like, that looks like the Peloton chick.
The company reached out to her and got her to be in their ad, which basically starts with her, like she downs a glass of gin and or before she does, she says like, here's to new beginnings. And all this, and it's the same woman, and it's just a little nod toward the Peloton, the shittiness of that commercial. And when Ryan Reynolds posted it on Twitter, he posted no exercise bike included or something to that, or no exercise bike required. I forgot which it is. Which then took another step, because the husband in the commercial posted something that said like, I guess I get to keep the bike or something like that.
That's pretty funny.
So, in the end, this thing has turned into kind of a fun internet thing. And the woman actually has given... Shit, I can't remember her name now. I don't remember.
Margaret.
McClunky.
Yeah, Margaret McClunky. That's not her name. But she's been in some like TV shows and stuff. And when I saw some pictures, I was like, oh yeah, I remember her from... I don't even remember now what show it was, but there was
like that episode, Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah, right? Damn it, Tony, I didn't want to say it on the fucking show. I want to be a creep. Jesus. But yeah, I'll have a link in the show notes in the event that you haven't seen the Aviation Gin commercial, because, it's a very well done and clearly a quickly put together commercial, because,
I mean, yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Let's give him credit, right?
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done, sir.
Kudos,
well done.
Kudos to them for that.
Since we're talking about well done.
Hold on, really quick. One thing I thought was really interesting though was I'd love to know. Like, I've noticed I haven't seen anything about Peloton commenting about the Aviation Gin commercial, and I feel like they can't, right?
I feel like they're just going to let her go.
Because it's either that or they just have to say something like "well played."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the past, this is the kind of thing that could get somebody, like, because I figure they're going to yank that ad anyway. So the downside for the actress is that's the end. That'll probably be the end of her royalty checks from that commercial.
Either that, or because it's not like it. Like at first, it kind of got like ugly. It seemed like, and it seems like it's leveling out. They might just keep the ad out there now.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. So
yeah.
All right. So anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, you said well done, and I agree. I've got this guy's my hero.
Oh,
I got a guy well done as well. So, man arrested in Russia, right?
Uh-huh.
For building a fake border crossing 15 miles from the actual border crossing of Finland, and then charging migrants $11,000 across.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Was this a test program for our president?
I don't. I mean,
Wow.
I'll just do the bullet points because I don't want to read the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
it's the
fair.
whole situation.
Wow. So I'm assuming the guy got in trouble for this because
Oh boy,
you can't so much do that. He's probably dead now. This was Russia, right?
It was Russia.
Yeah, he's
it's
probably
in
dead
Western
now.
Russia.
Yeah.
He built a fake border post, and it's like it looks very official by the signs. To mark the state borders in 15 miles from the actual border. He's from Central Asia. He charged four South Asian migrants more than 10,000 euros or $11,000 to help them cross what they believed was the border.
Wow.
And he said that he took on an extended route along a series of routes and around a lake carrying an inflatable boat. He now faces fraud charges, and the people he helped, they were deported.
Oh man, that's harsh, man. I kind of feel like, man, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's like, I don't know. Maybe you fast track those people and let them through. You know, like as long as they clear security. You know, like.
I mean, something.
That's gotta stink because there's no way in hell they're getting their money back. That's for sure.
Oh hell no!
So not only did they not get through, but they also, what they got for their trouble was a foot in the ass.
Exactly. Get out of here, you.
Get the hell out.
Hit the bricks.
Wow.
But
and we assure you, this is the real border.
But I just love the guy's gumption.
Yeah, I picture him having a sign that says like, I assure you, this is the real border, and totally not a fake. Outpost.
You know what? You know why this border crossing they have a picture of looks so real? It's the actual border crossing.
Oh.
As the caption of the sign says. So I wish they had a picture of the fake border crossing.
Yeah, because you'd love to see how well it's built.
I would love to see what it looks like.
Or just what it says.
It looks like a Lucy psychiatrist's desk. The border guard is in.
Wow, that's something.
I mean, we can keep riding this wave of people getting creative and ingenious for their own self gain.
Oh, please do.
Did you hear about this Greensboro, North Carolina dude? He's having all kinds of trouble with online dating and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he created his online dating app called Singularity, where he's the only guy allowed.
And still doesn't get a date.
It says,
oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sure it's obviously not going to be found on Apple because they're so stringent with their app store.
Yeah, right.
But it says no matter how many times you swipe, you don't find new people. It's just different pictures of him.
Like, oh my god, it would be hilarious if he created this and then, like, man closed the site after 3 months of not getting a match.
I mean, just when I saw this,
wow,
it just made me laugh so
It is
hard.
literally a "what if you were the last man on Earth" kind of situation now, right? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
exactly right.
All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to take his idea and make it to where every guy that signs up, and we'll do it both ways, so women can also do this. But each person who signs up for the site, it does the same thing. It filters everything only to that person. So anyone, when they're swiping, it's just pictures of you,
Yes.
That's funny. That's sad, but it's funny.
Good on him for being creative.
I mean, it's something, right? I mean,
it's not different people, just more pictures of him.
More pictures of him. That's wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's special.
That is special.
Yeah.
I mean, good, clean fun.
The best one I saw was in a Twitter group I'm in. A woman posted this profile she saw on Tinder, and the guy each time you swipe, he shows it's basically done almost like a character select thing for a video game, to where each picture is like sensitive Mike, and it shows him looking sensitive, and the next one, and like he just has like, how many ever pictures, and each one is a different thing, and he has like his attributes underneath him.
That's pretty funny.
And I'm like, seriously, that's got to get him a date with somebody, because that's funny, it's self, it's big on ego, but not in a jerk way, like that's like, okay, this guy's entertaining,
Yeah,
like,
right.
I mean, I almost swiped right on him.
Just cause.
Wow.
It would be funny to do like the same clothes but just different color scheme, like
Yeah.
like in Street Fighter.
Right. You really could. I mean, because Photoshop, you really could. Yeah.
Yeah, just change the background, just Photoshop your hair a different color and everything else.
Right.
That'd be hilarious.
I like it.
Hmm.
Now, what the guy needs to do is have a thing like, let me know which character you swiped on, so I can tailor the date appropriately.
Yeah, right.
That would be really funny, right? Like if he did, like, oh, you wanted sensitive Mike. All right.
Like, oh, well, all right then. Here we go.
Man. Wow.
Hey, did you, Christmas is like a couple weeks away and shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus.
Did you pick up your fire log?
No.
I mean, because I remember last Christmas season we were talking about the KFC fire log. It's back, baby.
Oh, geez, I forgot about that. Wow.
11 herbs and spices fire log sold exclusively at Walmart.
It's so stupid, but I totally could. I kind of want to have one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I let me pull up Walmart.com just see if it's probably sold out.
Probably, man.
Because I think it said on this article that the one last year sold out in 3 hours. So.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty fast.
Let's see here, KFC. No, thanks, buddy.
Just so your house can always smell like a KFC.
Oh fuck yeah, right. Oh, it's in the home improvement section. I appreciate that.
Well, that makes sense. It does improve your home, so.
It does improve your home.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about it.
It is right out. Oh. Yeah, it's not even under website anymore.
That makes me sad.
So apparently that shit got sold out again, son.
Man.
I know, right?
Maybe we can look out and there'll be some in store. Probably not.
What is this Irish fire log and why is it $74?
I don't know. Click on it and find out. While you're doing that, I'm looking up the fire log on eBay to see, because some of them are on eBay.
Oh, it's Irish peat briquettes.
Okay.
I guess that's why it's so much.
It smells like Guinness? What?
If I want Irish peat, I'm going to drink scotch.
Yes. Then everything around me will smell like Irish.
Hell yeah.
Or scotch, or, me, whatever.
Accurate.
All right, eBay's being a poopy face and loading slowly, but there are a lot of these on eBay. Of the fire log.
Yeah?
Yeah. Looks like one can be had on eBay for about $40-45, including shipping.
Jesus, they retail for $18.99.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's why I was immediately like, I guarantee some of these are on eBay. Yeah, they look like they're pretty consistent sellers anywhere, from $30 to like $50. But by the time you add shipping on a lot of them, it'll put it more like 40 to 50.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had a fireplace and I had was having people over,
oh, for sure,
have one of these
yeah.
Just to throw it in and not even tell anybody what it is.
Would be more fun is to go to someone's house and put one in.
Like, hey, do you mind if I get a fire? Go, yeah, go.
No,
ahead.
no.
All right, cool.
No. Like you don't draw any attention to it. You just put it in, so that the house just starts smelling like chicken for some reason.
Like fried chicken.
Or better yet, like if people are waiting for food and you just, like, oh man, when's dinner going to be ready? You just put that in, but you don't start dinner, like.
You can throw it in their oven.
God, I'm so hungry.
Jesus, what's going on here?
I don't know, but this fire smells delicious.
Man, God damn, it's so good.
Do you have any gravy to go with it?
Where'd you get this wood at?
Yeah.
It's the rare Kentucky chicken tree.
Right. Mm-mm. Yep. scientists have been working on breeding chickens and trees together for years, and finally,
Oh, man.
the Colonel has gotten it done.
The Colonel, yeah, exactly. I mean, you chainsaw that tree down, it's just like all delicious white meat.
So would there be a dark meat part of the tree, or are those just separate trees? I assume the trees have legs and thighs, right?
Definitely.
That's what the branches are. You cut one of those off,
just
it's all
legs
dark
and
meat.
thighs.
Yeah. Man, this is the best part right here. You just start gnawing on the tree. What do you
This is where all the flavors at. Everyone loves the trunk, but this is where the flavors
Yeah,
at.
right. That's very disturbing.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. Oh, man. Although, I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to do a commercial for that.
Yeah, right?
You know, to just be like, you know, to where it's kind of like, you know, like they're telling how they came up with the idea, basically, you know, and it starts with something like this, be like, you could crossbreed chickens and, you know, trees and then show that, but like, or you could just head over to Walmart and get your KFC fire log.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking out
The
a tree would
old
be a
KFC fire log.
Picking out a tree would be so much more exciting that way, though.
I mean, it's true,
If
right?
It tasted like delicious fried. Well, I mean, KFC's not delicious fried chicken, but you get my drift. You know.
Right.
Good shit.
Good shit.
Still thinking about that asshole with the fucking dating site.
It's the greatest. It really is.
Oh man, ay caramba.
All right.
Yeah.
Slick.
That's such a white dude thing to do.
Oh my God, is it? Remove all the competition.
Yeah. Women won't give me the time of day, and they clearly owe me something because I'm privileged. Whatever. Go fuck yourself. More.
Exclusively.
So, I guess. Well, do you have more?
No, that's all the nonsense I have.
All right. I really don't have much. I mean, we're at an hour and a half anyway, so we're plenty good. But, well, I guess I have a shut up and take my money for this week.
Oh shit! I gotta scroll to the top of my. Oh shit! Boom.
Shut up and take my money.
And this is one.
Shut up and take my money.
I randomly started talking about this on, I believe, on the Crazy Life actually, because I didn't know if it was something that existed or not. And in case people don't know, I want to make sure people know this exists. And I was talking about edible wrapping paper, like for your pets, because you know a lot of people wrap their a present for their animal, you know. And Jen was talking about it, and I was like, "Did you let the dog open the gift?" Basically, and I was like, "Oh, it'd be cool if they had like edible wrapping paper, you know, so they wouldn't get anything potentially like a harmful ink or something, you know, from shredding the paper." And then I looked, and this exists. Like,
really?
Yeah. And there's a few companies. I'll have I just have a generic Google search link for it, basically. But you can buy it. Looks like some of the like pet stores even carry it and stuff.
What is it made out of?
I think it's like rice or something like that. It's some sort of. Hold on, I'll pull the link I have back up because I shut her down. Come on now. Here we go. This one is called Paw Paper, and it says it's the world's first 100% edible wrapping paper made specifically for dogs. It's made with all natural potato starch, natural flavoring, and edible ink. There's also no need for tape. It handles just like regular wrapping paper, but just get the edge wet to seal. And it's, let's see, what do you got here? Chewy sells some, well, I don't know if that's paper or not. No, that's a bandage. But, you know, it's a, you know, varies in price. It looks like anywhere from like $5 to $15 or $30 for, oh no, I'm sorry, the $30 ones where you can get your dog's face on wrapping paper.
Naturally.
Which is pretty cool too, yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know that stuff existed, so.
No.
What?
Just asking for a friend. Can people eat this?
I mean, probably. It's made out of potato stuff. I mean,
I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I'm just gonna picture you on Christmas morning, just gnawing the hell out of your.
Yeah, just trying everyone.
Yeah, like Tony, that's not the edible stuff.
Like,
Bullshit,
Jesus,
it
get that out of
isn't.
your mouth. What?
Bullshit, it isn't. I've already ate half a roll. And then the next week on the podcast, I'm reporting how we had to take you to the vet because you had a bowel obstruction.
Definitely the vet.
Yeah. Well, I can't afford a real doctor.
I mean, for sure, right?
Well, vets are real doctors. I didn't mean it that way, but yeah.
I knew what you meant.
But anyway, I thought it was just kind of a cool thing because I know there's a lot of people, like I said, that really like to wrap stuff for their animal and whatever. And this way, you could literally just wrap it and throw it, toss it to them and let them tear it open.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I don't know, because originally I was like, I wonder if they sent it with something, so that it's like, woo, this smells delicious, and then they eat it, kind of a thing. Because it does say natural flavoring, so I don't know. Hopefully the natural flavoring's the same thing they put on the KFC fire alarm.
That would be amazing.
Then I'm eating all this paper.
I'm just saying.
You start wrapping other foods in this paper.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Well, that would be amazing.
Right? So, all right. So that's the shut up and take my money for this week.
Oh, well, I mean.
Shut up and take my money.
Yep.
Love it.
Exactly. Oh, shit.
I
didn't see this. This is some sad news. I just saw it on my phone, I don't know how to say dude's name, but his name's René Auberjonois, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm terrible at French. Who played, oh shit, what was the name of the character? He was on Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
McClunky.
That was not McClunky. God damn it. But he was on Boston Legal, too. I remember seeing him on that show, too. He was on Benson and Odo. That was his name on.
Oh, that guy.
Deep Space Nine, yeah. Looks like he died. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling just to see. Yeah, lung cancer. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Fucking cancer. Always a cunt.
That'll do it.
That's what the C in cancer stands for. Cunt.
For sure.
All right. Well, moving on. So last week, we did one of these Q the W gimmicks. And
We did.
And last week, you actually asked the question.
I did.
Which was, what would you want an advent calendar of? And I was looking to see if we got any email responses.
I mean, I actually thought of one.
Okay. Oh, I did find one.
I would love to have an advent calendar of cigars.
Oh, that's a strong one. I'm sure that exists, right?
I'm sure it does,
That's
too.
gotta exist, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in our little chat room, our friend Garrett said he would like an advent calendar of cured meats from around the world.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Because meats.
Right.
Yeah.
Big Dev from the Shot of History pod said a calendar of martial weapons would be pretty awesome. 25 days of pole arms, bastard swords, and great axes.
That would be the biggest advent calendar ever.
Right? That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be more like you just get something delivered each day, basically. But,
right.
Yeah. So, we had those two. And then Cheeto Bandito wrote in and said, well, I have to move this. There we go. He says, being the geek that I am, I would want maybe a video game, even if it was a sample disc like they used to do in gaming mags, or maybe a Spider-Man advent calendar. Something console specific where you get a mini game or a couple levels of something from a game, and the last one is a full game. With the webhead, you could open a different costume, villain, etc., and could do this for different characters. Now, I do realize there is a Funko calendar that features various characters, but I mean traditional figures, if that makes sense.
Right. I like that idea.
That's kind of cool. The sample thing makes a lot of sense because then it wouldn't cost a ton,
Right.
As far as I'm meaning on the consumer end,
Right.
So, yeah, that'd be cool. yeah, because I remember that. Yeah, that was the reason you bought half the damn game magazines that came out was because they had a demo for the new whatever in it, you know?
I know, right? It was the best. Demo discs were the shit.
Yeah, there was an art
Yeah.
magazine I used to buy that the reason the main thing that the magazine was like $19, and the reason for it was the demo disc, or the disc that came with it had a bunch of tutorials and demo programs and stuff, and sometimes they had a full program on them. So, you know, that was a big deal for a while. Now it's not as big of a deal probably because of digital, but, you know, they probably still charge the same.
Well, yeah, fair enough, right?
Because why wouldn't you? So yeah, that's what we got for last week. I lost my place. There it is.
God damn it, man.
Garrett actually asked the question that I'm going to pose as a Q of the W here too, mainly because I'm curious what people's answers will be, because I'm just curious what people listen to.
Right.
And his question was, I got to pull it up in here. I want to make sure I word it right. Here we go. He says, you are now restricted to 5 podcasts to listen to. What 5 do you pick? Now, not what do you think are the best 5 podcasts, but what 5 casts do you choose to listen to for the rest of your life? This was really hard for me to narrow down, because as anyone knows, I download like a million podcasts.
I might have to answer this next week, especially with 5.
That's what I was actually going to mention is I can give one for sure right now, but I need to really think about this some more for next week, I think. But we'll pose it for everyone to answer, you know, in the meantime. Right. Which is, again, you know, I'm trying to think how to word it right. I guess it'd be the way he worded it the second, you know, like, you know, what 5 podcasts do you choose to listen to for the rest of your life? You know, you can't listen to any others, so.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one to figure out.
Right. So I'll give a tease for mine, because one was real easy for me to figure out, and that's Hidden Brain.
Right.
Because I love that show. As soon as there's a new episode, I'm generally jumping on listening to it. And not just because I find it, like, entertaining, but it's because I really dig the information that's in it. And I've learned a lot of stuff from that podcast, which has led me to search for other things. It's one of those where I feel like it's a really good resource podcast.
Right.
So, you know, that one was easy for me. From there, I was like, you know, because because at first I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'll probably just pick funny ones. But it's like, yeah, but even the funny ones, after a while, they kind of become the same podcast.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, right? I love Chip Chipperson. I love Bill Burr. But there's a lot of kind of the same notes on a lot of those shows. I don't know that. Is that something I would want to have to listen? Or not have to, but, you know. So I have a feeling most of mine are going to be more informative. But
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but even and the thing was, like, here's another one for you that I considered was Hardcore History, right? Amazing podcast, love it. But it comes out so infrequently. If I'm only allowed to listen to 5, basically I'm only getting 4.5 in a way with that one, because I'm only going to get 3 episodes a year.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So I had to rule that one out for that reason. If it was just top 5 podcasts, it would probably be in that list. But if it's only ones I can listen, the only ones I can listen to forever, then I have to cut that one back out.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong about that.
Yeah. Because I want quantity. If I'm only allowed to listen to 5, I want to make sure that they come out. I don't want a lot of hiatuses and, you know.
Yeah, come out on a regular basis.
Yeah. So, yeah. So there you go. You know, once again, whoops, lost it again. What 5 podcasts do you choose to listen to for the rest of your life? So, and I'm gonna really try to drop this in all the rooms and stuff I'm in, because I'm just curious. Also, it'd be a good way to discover podcasts maybe we're not listening to. I was going to say,
it'd be interesting to see what people say. Just you know,
everyone knows I need more podcasts to listen to.
Well, for sure you do, Brian.
Already, you can't even come close. Oh, speaking of, I actually have a podcast recommendation.
Okay.
I've been listening to a podcast called Knowing Robin Williams.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting already.
And it's by this woman who's a reporter. She's the editor of the podcast, I think. And the guy who wrote that the book about Robin Williams that came out last year, I believe it was, that's been very well received and whatever. And they kind of are doing a walkthrough of kind of his whole life and kind of talking about different aspects and large moments and stuff in his life. And it's been really interesting so far. So if if you're into Robin Williams or a kind of an introspective on him, like I said, it's called Knowing Robin Williams. So
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was good. And I started another one last night that was recommended by them. That's about Fred Rogers. It's called Finding Fred, I think it is. And the first episode actually, at first I was kind of like, the guy's kind of like, Mr. Rogers is exactly the kind of thing the world needed and blah, blah, and then he starts and he's kind of like, why is all of a sudden, you notice in the last few years, there's been a movie and a documentary. There's been a bunch of books popping up. It's like, why all of a sudden is he becoming so relevant again? And I mean, I think it's pretty simple to figure out why.
Right.
A lot of people see him as a return to innocence and kindness in a world that feels like it's leaning more toward hatred and, divisiveness.
Yeah. I mean,
I did not know this though, because, his shows go back a long time. The night that, or the day that Bobby Kennedy was assassinated, I didn't know he asked for a primetime special. And he went on TV and basically was talking to kids about how to deal with, because most kids didn't know what had happened, but their parents were affected by it.
Yeah.
Right? And kind of like how to navigate those waters as a kid in those spaces. And there's actually a part where one of the puppets asks another one, like, what's assassination? And I'm
my God.
Yeah, but the way he handles this shit is so next level,
Yeah.
Like I said,
I mean, for the time, it's pretty forward thinking.
Yeah, well, dude, the first episode or second episode of his show, King Friday of the, Make-Believe Kingdom, decides to wall off the kingdom and not let people who basically were different in. Tell me that's not fucking, that's across the ages that's been, God, I can't think of the word for it. Shit. Timely. There we go.
Yeah, right.
So, of course, by the end, they realize that that's silly because,
Because it is.
Because it's silly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
speaking of assassination, what happened to that king?
I think
so I don't want puppets like, what's assassination?
Oh, dude, that's not assassination. That's patricide or patricide or whatever it's called, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Regicide.
Regicide.
Right?
That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Regis Philbin's like, insert Regis noise here.
Yeah. It's like, here's Regicide. Here's Regis Front. And then someone just slaps him.
Like, Regis Fun, huh? I know he kind of has
Regis.
a tendency to scream. I haven't heard Regis in so long.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm trying to do a half-assed impression of him. I should have just went with.
Yes, you should have.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was only the first episode of it, though. And at first, I was kind of like, this guy gives this, like, his intro to it. I'm kind of like, dude, this feels really self-serving. Like, this, and then he kind of starts getting, I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, that this is now talking about empathy and different things that, Mr. Rogers brought to the table that, kind of weren't there and aren't there anymore in a lot of programming. So I was like, okay.
Right.
Now I can get on board.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, because really and truly at first I thought he was just going to be like, like Mr. Rogers is the voice the world needs right now. And it just feels so self-important, kind of a thing. Like you're trying to make some profound thing. But then as he gets into it, like I said, I was like, okay, maybe I was the jerk here. Yeah.
I mean, it happens to the best of us.
Right. So, yeah. So there you go. And
there you go.
Yeah. And, yeah. Oh, duh. We have to do Mountain real quick.
Oh, shit.
God, what am I doing?
Okay, good point. Let's fire that shit up.
Yep.
Maybe.
Or not.
There it goes. Dude Mountain. Dude Mountain. Where this dude right here is failing. So you got the old mascot super fight and the D-Gens are down here just
Listen,
backstroking.
the way to look at it, man, is somebody has to run base camp.
It's true.
You know, they got to keep food there and make sure people have somewhere to go, you know.
I'm just trying to get a first-round draft pick next year.
Tanking on purpose. Good move.
Yeah, exactly. Coming in number 9 is the Salty Bottoms. They're not quite bottom, but they're getting there.
Yeah. Well, the bottoms could be salty. They're just not as salty as they could be.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Sexy Skeletors, number 8. Ditty Dan, number 7. The Hard Passes, number 6. Jackal May Rise, number 5. They got tied for 3rd. Mike Oxmall and all right, Dr. Feelgood. And then 1 and 2, the underdogs. They're trying to creep up on the Madden picks, but he's only got 1 more week. He's 8 points behind.
Oof, that's going to be a tough. Yeah, that's a lot of points for 1 week.
That's a lot of points to make up in a week. I'm just saying, but you never know. Weirder things have happened.
Still a good attempt to close it at the end of the season. You know, it's when you want to play your best ball. You know, it's during the playoffs and at the end, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
that team, man. You know, going stupid local, but Clyde, Ohio. Did you hear about their high school football team? They were 6-4, limped into the playoffs basically, and ran the table.
That's hilarious.
Won the state championships. They beat a team that was 10-0 at 14. It had been 14-0, I think, at that point, counting the playoffs. And they pasted them. It was like 42-14 or 42-17. I mean, they just housed them. So
wow, crazy,
right? Playing hot football at the right time. Stunk on ice most of the season, but turned it on when you needed it.
Weird things happen, right?
Yeah. So good on them. I mean,
but hey, what we all know is that's your Dude Mountain update, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get the, come on, Nook, Nook. Jesus, I think my Nook froze. Oh, there it goes.
Of course it did.
Mountain.
Stupid Nook.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the part where, you know, Tony and I walk over to the closet and,
Oof.
you know,
punch myself in the face with the microphone because I kicked the stand.
We put our nice shoes back on. We go over to the closet and, you know, put on our going out vests and sweaters and what have you. And
which are just Legion of Doom pads.
Yeah. That would be so fucking great. Hawk and Animal just walk in, you know, and, you know, Animal's like, you know, hey kids, welcome to whatever. Tell him, Hawk, or whatever, you know. Well.
Well.
And they take the shoulder pads off and hang them up on the coat rack in the corner.
Put a sweater on.
Put a sweater on, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Play with like wrestling toys, you know, instead of the puppets, you know.
Right.
Oh man, that would be so funny. If only they could. R.I.P.
If
Hawk.
only they could. Yep, exactly.
Speaking of Funko, where the hell are my Legion of Doom pops?
Yeah,
God damn
right.
it.
There you go.
Anyway,
have a variant of them as the Road Warriors.
The best part is with them, they could do like various ones. You know, the blue shoulder pads, the black ones, which were the Road Warrior ones mostly, the red Legion of Doom ones. Anyway, but
Anywho, yeah,
I'm not counting LOD 2000. That's right out.
No one counts that.
No. Anyway. So, I got one last thing before we get into this. Actually, Dev sent this to me before I saw it. Was they're making Happy Gilmore pops, right?
Oh, nice.
So there's Happy in his Bruins jersey. There's the guy who that at one point has the beer helmet on.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
like his caddy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're making I can't believe I can't think of his name. The guy who trained him.
Chubbs.
Chubbs, thank you. They're making Chubbs, and the way his hand is, like you can tell that it looks fake, like in the movie. But they're doing a chase where he's only got 2 fingers.
Nice.
Like toward the end, and then
How do they not have a Shooter McGavin?
there is no Shooter McGavin. That blew my mind. But
That's irritating.
there's a Happy and Bob Barker fighting 2-pack.
Well, that's awesome.
Which is pretty cool. And kudos to them, much like they did with like Cameron from Ferris Bueller when he was wearing the Red Wings jersey and the pop figure, or in the they're good about going after that. Like in the Wayne's World 2-pack, Garth, or they have Blackhawks jerseys on.
Nice.
And Happy's wearing a Bruins jersey in the stuff.
As he should be.
Yeah, I like that they didn't just put him in some silly whatever. I'll tell you the 2 pops I wanted from that series, aside from what they're making. I like what they're making, but really they could have skipped the caddy for my taste. But Shooter McGavin should have been made, and the other one really should have been Ben Stiller.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a good one.
With that mustache,
Yeah.
with the warm glasses, shut the hell up. I just really wish they would have made one of them. And who knows, they might, could be exclusive.
Or whatever Happy's old boss was. That was Jaws from the Bond movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
With the guns don't kill people, I kill people shirt.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't make that, but you never know. They might. But I doubt it. But
or maybe you can have Happy's girlfriend in the white lingerie and the variant when she's in the black lingerie. Making out with Shooter 2-pack.
Yes, they're also making Billy Madison ones, and they're making a penguin as one of them, which
that's pretty funny.
Is maybe the best one they could possibly make. So
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, with all that, head over to saltylanguage.com, click all the things, and do whatever it is you do over there. And you can find links to the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network and
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. You can find links to both of those, so go check those out and find some other shows you may dig. Or something. Whatever.
Right.
Have a good time.
Have good times.
Have good times. And, if you want to contact the show, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, aka Monotony.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're on the Instagrams. We're on the Facebook.
Nobody cares.
We're on the YouTubes.
People maybe will care again.
We're everywhere.
We really aren't, though.
No, we're not. But I like saying it like that.
Yeah. But anyway, all the links are over on the website if you need any of them. So go hit that up. Again, the Q of the W for this week. What five Codcasts?
The old Codcast. It's the one with the fish, right?
Hey, I'm Fisher Pete. Welcome to the Codcast.
Dude, there's a COD podcast called Codcast.
Actually, yeah, that would be more. I like that I took it to fish instead. So.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
I like to, figure 3 guys in Gordon Fisherman suits just sitting around like a boat talking in a microphone.
Telling old fish stories. I would actually maybe listen to that. I mean, there might be some good stories in that.
Like, I remember that time William lost his finger.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly, I'd rather listen to that than a Call of Duty podcast.
Oh, for sure. Because, Call of Duty, I'm like, well, I found if you have the AK-47 and you put the monolithic suppressor on it with the grip tape, and like, this is so boring, guys.
But you're still listening.
Yeah, you're like, write down notes. Like, I should try that. Sounds like a good class setup.
I hate this guy, but this info is gold. Oh, man. Whew. So, again, the Q of the W. What 5 podcasts? I mean, I guess the podcast could be listed as one of your podcasts. We're,
It could be.
not saying it can't be. What 5 podcasts would you listen to for the rest of your life? Again,
Yeah.
not necessarily like what you think are the 5 best, but 5 that you would listen to for the rest of your life. I mean, I know we're really only asking you for 4 because obviously Salty Language is one of them.
Yeah, duh.
But yeah. But I'll tell you, we're generous, so we'll go ahead and let you have 5 others. We'll just assume everyone put Salty Language as one of them.
Yeah, well, for sure. Number 1, we get it.
Yeah, we'll just Hobie it and allow that extra.
Yeah, because I mean, if we didn't allow that, then everybody's list.
Disqualified.
Just saying.
It would be funny, right? We're like, yeah, we're doing a giveaway. Send us your top 5 podcasts, and like any that don't have us on them, we just throw them away.
Yeah. Oh.
Disqualified.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Well,
You know what? I'm gonna try to do a remix real quick here.
okay.
I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna try it. So, it's getting I'm getting tired. It's getting silly.
Right.
All right, sir.
Goddamn rich cunt. McCunky.
I wasn't fast enough.
McCunky.
Goddamn rich cunt. McCunky.
Trying.
Yep. Goddamn Rich McClunky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Wow. It's definitely time for bed now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, boys and girls, we'll talk to y'all next week. And I don't know, whatever. Have a beer, you'll be fine. Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, have a seltzer. Or maybe a nice chamomile tea. Regardless, stay salty.
I guess, yeah, man. And I don't know. How should we end this week? I don't really have anything.
I mean, we always got...
McCunky.
God damn it.
I mean, it was last week's theme, too, but now that we have the sound drop...
Do you know what I like about this? Last week,
What?
we said McClunky a decent amount of times. So I named the show
Yeah.
McClunky. This week, we've rode that horse in, fucked it hard, and then just beat the shit out of it into the ground.
Put it away. Just put it away wet, too.
As possible, yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I mean, at this point, dental records will barely identify it.
It's true.
So tune in next week for more McClunky adventures.
Yeah, I was like, but it has a home on the soundboard now, so I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah. All right, well, I wish I could remember what Mr. Rogers used to say at the end of the show, but I can't remember. And I don't... Oh, he used to sing, didn't he?
I think so.
All right, well, no.
Fucking thing sucks.
You might have said that.
Boy, that'd be great. I'd love to have that outtake.
Yeah, right.
Him just trashing the set, ripping the Kingdom of Misbelief. Fuck.
Yeah.
Make believe. I like the Kingdom of Misbelief. Everything's fake news.
Oh, I like that too.
Holy shit. Okay, well, there you go. I just named the show. So, oh, shit. All right.
Excellent work, Brian.
We will talk to you guys next week. I don't have some witty rejoinder at the end here.